there's some important news about the Chicago Bears and their left tackle, Braxton Jones, that could affect their draft strategy this offseason. If the reports are true, Ashton Jeanty might end up as a Chicago Bear with the 10th overall pick, assuming no other team takes him first. In addition to that, a new potential target for the Bears at number 10 has emerged, according to NFL scout Matt Miller. Let's break it all down. Reports suggest that the Bears plan to stick with Braxton Jones as their left tackle for the 2025 season and beyond. Matt Miller from ESPN has mentioned that the Bears like Jones for the position, if he stays healthy. That's a big question mark, though, since Jones suffered a serious leg injury last season against the Detroit Lions. The injury required surgery and kept him out for the rest of the year. His history with injuries has raised concerns, but for now, it seems the Bears are not moving on from him. In a recent interview on 670 The Score, Matt Miller stated that offensive line help is not a priority for the Bears at pick number 10. He mentioned that after speaking with the team's general manager, there's no indication they are looking to replace Jones. If Jones returns fully healthy, he is expected to remain the team's left tackle in 2025. Miller also expressed doubts about drafting offensive lineman Will Campbell at that spot, explaining that he doesn't see him as a better option than players like Ashton, Jeanty, or tight end Tyler Warren, two names the Bears may consider instead. Another key factor in the discussion is arm length. Miller pointed out that there are no starting left tackles in the NFL with arms shorter than 33.5 inches, and Campbell measured in at 32.5 inches at the NFL Combine. Because of this, he might not be an ideal fit for the position and would likely have to switch to guard. Arm length is a crucial factor in playing left tackle, as it affects a player's ability to block defenders effectively, maintain balance, and control the line of scrimmage. For now, it looks like the Bears are standing by Braxton Jones as their left tackle. But with the draft approaching, the team still has big decisions to make about how to strengthen their offense. What do you think about the Bears' plan? Should they stick with Jones or look for a replacement? I agree with some of the points made about Braxton Jones, but I also have my own perspective on the situation. If the Bears have a chance to upgrade at left tackle with a better option in the draft, they should seriously consider it. But before diving into that, let's take a look at Jones's performance over the last 3 years, especially this past season. In 2023, Jones played in only 12 games due to injuries. He missed time early in the season and then suffered a serious leg injury against the Detroit Lions in the Bears' final home game. That injury required major surgery, cutting his season short. Despite this, he was ranked as the 20th best left tackle in the NFL by Pro Football Focus, PFF, earning an overall grade of 77.4. His pass blocking grade was 80.4. While his run-blocking grade came in at 76.8. He allowed 5 sacks, 2 quarterback hits, and 26 pressures. One major issue with Jones is penalties. He was one of the most penalized left tackles in the league, despite playing in only 12 games. False starts and holding calls can stall offensive drives, and his tendency to commit penalties is a real concern. While his aggressive playing style is appreciated, discipline is something he needs to work on. Looking at his track record, Jones has not played a full NFL season since his rookie year in 2022. That year, he posted a 75.4 PFF grade, allowing 7 sacks, 4 quarterback hits, and 40 hurries in 17 games. In 2023, he dealt with both leg and neck injuries, which affected his performance. His PFF grade dropped to 68.8, with 2 sacks, 2 quarterback hits, and 32 pressures. In 2024, despite showing improvement with a 77.4 grade, he still allowed 5 sacks, 2 quarterback hits, and 26 pressures in just 12 games. That's a lot for someone who missed nearly a third of the season. Now, here's my personal take. If the Bears have the opportunity to upgrade the left tackle position, they should take it. However, the question is whether there's a left tackle in this draft class worth selecting at the 10th overall pick. Right now, it doesn't seem like there's a clear choice at that spot. Josh Simmons from Ohio State is a talented player, but his ACL injury history raises concerns. Another option is Cody Mauch from North Dakota State, a big, strong lineman, but his arm length might be an issue. The Bears have options in the draft if they decide to move on from Jones, but let's not forget he was originally a fifth-round pick. Given his performance so far, the team has gotten solid value from him. The real question is whether they believe he can take another step forward or if it's time to find a long-term solution at left tackle. The Bears could find a solid left tackle in the second round who might already play at Braxton Jones's level and continue to improve over time. With the way they've upgraded the offensive line so far, they seem open to making moves if the right opportunity comes along. However, in a recent press conference, Ben Johnson spoke highly of Jones, as did Jonah Jackson, which suggests the team still values him. While Jones might not be going anywhere for now, if the Bears have a chance to upgrade, they should consider it. That being said, the Bears' offensive line is already shaping up to be one of the best in years. Braxton Jones remains at left tackle. Four-time Super Bowl champion Joe Thuney has been added, Drew Dalman takes over at center, Jonah Jackson is earning praise at right guard, and former 9th overall pick Darnell Wright is locked in at right tackle. Overall, the offensive line looks strong, but the left tackle position remains a question mark. Now, let's shift focus to Ashton Jeanty, a player who is gaining traction as a potential pick for the Bears at number 10. Several sportsbooks even list the Bears as favorites to land him. However, there are also rumors that the Las Vegas Raiders, who pick ahead of Chicago, could take him first. But if Jeanty falls to the Bears, he might be the best player available at that spot. Jeanty had a phenomenal season for Boise State, standing at 5 feet 9 inches and 215 pounds. He earned an impressive 94.9 PFF grade while averaging 6.9 yards per carry. Over the course of his college career, he showed steady improvement. In his freshman year, he recorded 821 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns, along with nearly 1,000 total yards from scrimmage. In his second year, he elevated his game with 1,350 rushing yards, 14 touchdowns, and nearly 2,000 all-purpose yards. Then, in his latest season, he exploded for over 2,600 rushing yards, nearly 7 yards per carry, and a staggering 29 rushing touchdowns, contributing more than 2,700 total yards of offense. He also proved he could be a receiving threat out of the backfield, scoring a receiving touchdown this past season. If the Bears were to add Jeanty, they would create a dynamic backfield featuring him alongside DeAndre Swift and Rashawn Johnson. This combination could give Chicago one of the most versatile and explosive running attacks in the league. If the Bears decide not to go after a left tackle with the 10th pick, Jeanty could be a great addition, bringing another dimension to their offense under Ben Johnson's system. While there aren't many left tackles available in the first round, the Bears could still find a solid upgrade for Braxton Jones in the second round. There are several prospects who would be worth a second-round pick rather than using a high-value selection at number 10. Shifting focus, Ashton Jeanty is an exciting player who could bring a lot to the table for the Bears. However, another intriguing possibility has emerged. ESPN's Matt Miller has linked Penn State tight end Tyler Warren to Chicago as a potential pick at number 10. Ben Johnson's offense would likely benefit from a strong, versatile tight end, and Warren fits that mold. Many consider Brock Bowers to be the top tight end in this draft class, but Warren is gaining traction as a legitimate option. Standing at 6 feet 6 inches and 261 pounds, he's a powerful blocker and a tough player to bring down. His production at Penn State speaks for itself. Last season, he recorded 104 receptions for over 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns, with a remarkably low 2.8% drop rate. His reliable hands and ability to create plays make him a valuable asset in any offensive system. Warren's development at Penn State has been impressive. In his first season, he had just 10 receptions for 123 yards and 3 touchdowns. By 2023, he had become a bigger part of the offense, catching 34 passes for 422 yards and 7 touchdowns. Then, in his final season, he completely dominated, averaging 11.9 yards per catch and proving to be a major offensive weapon. If the Bears were to select Warren, it would be interesting to see how it impacts Cole Kmet's role. Kmet's numbers were affected last season by inconsistent offensive play calling, and he's looking to have a breakout year. However, if Ben Johnson sees value in adding another tight end to his system, it's worth considering. So far, he's had significant control over shaping the roster, and if this is the direction he wants to go, the team should trust his vision. That said, the Bears still need to build depth on the offensive line. They should continue adding pieces in free agency or use one of their second-round picks, 39 or 41, to reinforce the trenches. As of now, Matt Pryor hasn't been brought back, and while Bill Murray was re-signed, he's currently the only backup option. Doug Kramer, a restricted free agent, is unlikely to return, which means Chicago still has work to do in securing depth for the offensive front. It will be interesting to see how the Bears approach the draft, especially with the number 10 pick. Will they go for a playmaker like Jeanty or Warren, or will they address another position? The decisions made in the coming weeks will shape the team's future, and fans will be watching closely to see how it all unfolds.